Hey everybody, welcome to my blog. I think, I guess technically this is a vlog, but I think at this point everybody pretty much knows who I am, but just in case, I'm Hunter. I'm a master's student at Virginia Tech, getting my master's degree in education, curriculum, and instruction. More specifically, I'm in the history and social science program at Virginia Tech. And this vlog is pretty much going to be just a kind of quick overview of what my statement of teaching philosophy kind of entails. So, um, how I want to start is just by talking about um, the profession of education in general. Um, that being the most important profession that one can have, in my opinion. Um, People say a lot that children are the future of our country and the future of the world in general. And so I think thinking about that leads me to believe that education or education of those children is the most important profession there is. Um, so teachers have the biggest chance to affect a child's life of pretty much anybody in their life that's not their parent or like legal guardian. Um, so in most cases, teachers spend more time with students um, during the course of a school year than their own parents do. I mean, for the most part, as a teacher, you're going to be with those kids for like 6 to 7 hours of their day, 5 days a week. Um, and I think being in that position of power really gives you a chance to positively impact a lot of kids. Um, so, along those lines, I think as a teacher, I can positively affect the lives of my students and help them navigate the issues of adolescence in a way that will allow them to make decisions that in the future that will allow them to be like contributing members of society and just people that can make good informed decisions and contribute positively to the society that they live in. Um, so hopefully as a teacher, I want my classroom to be one where kids can come and feel that they can just talk about things, things that interest them, um, things that maybe they're feeling unsure about. And my classroom would be a place where they can talk about that, get it off their chest, and kind of figure out the way they're feeling. Um, so, like I said, I hope as a teacher, obviously the content is important to me. I love history. I want all the kids to love history, but that's not a realistic thing. Um, if I could, I'd have all my students become history majors in college, but that's definitely not going to happen. So, what I'm really looking to do in my classroom is not convince all these kids to become like lifelong history lovers, or which would be great, but it's not going to happen. So, what I'm really trying to do in my classroom is to just form or kind of lead students in a direction where they can go on after my class to be a person that has the capabilities of critical thinking and just the ability to go out and look at the world they're in and make good decisions that will benefit not only them but their community. Um, so along the lines of being an authority figure in the kids' lives that you have in your classroom, um, I think you have a really big responsibility when you're in that role as a teacher, as an authority figure, to really exemplify what you're kind of hoping your kids are going to go on to be when they leave the education system. So, what I'm really looking to kind of cultivate in my students will be um, that they leave my class knowing what it looks like to be an active citizen, somebody who not only votes but is informed about what's going on in their community, um, and is actively trying to make their community better. That will also include they'll have a good example of what it means to be a respectful adult and, like I said, an involved member of their community, whether that be in their job, in their home with their family, just in all aspects of life. I really want my kids to leave my classroom with a sense of what it looks like to be that kind of person. So one of the major things that I believe in as an educator is equality of opportunity. I know this is kind of harped upon a lot, and everybody's probably going to talk about this since we talked about that a lot in our Schooling in American Society class. But that's something that really stuck with me. So equality can mean a lot of different things, especially when it comes to education. But what I really want to, the kind of equality that I'm looking to create is the kind where every student gets what they specifically need to succeed in whatever aspect of their education that may be. So not all students are going to need the same things, but it's my job to kind of like pay attention and notice what's going on in their lives to try and give them the information, the skills, and the knowledge that they need to go forward and like face the day, face what they have to deal with that day, and be able to accomplish their goals. What I really want to talk about with equality of educational opportunity is the different types of students that I'm going to have in my classroom, because I think it's really hard to talk about equality just in like a vacuum in the classroom, whereas in the classroom all the students are kind of the same. I'm the teacher, they're the students. They have a certain role that they're supposed to play out, and I have a certain role that I'm supposed to play out. But I think what's really important to me is taking into account what those students bring into my classroom from outside of my classroom, and working with that, trying to like figure that out and see what I can do to connect to their like everyday reality and make the content that I'm teaching applicable to the situation they're in their life. I think as a social studies or history teacher, we have a unique opportunity to help our students understand what it looks like to be an active citizen or to be a contributing member of society. So obviously one of the main parts of social studies is government. So as somebody that's probably going to be teaching government at some point in my career, I think that's a great opportunity to really discuss what an active citizen is, what an active citizen does, what they can do to be the best version of themselves that they can be. And I really hope that as a teacher I can help those students kind of figure that out and figure out what being an active citizen or being a contributing member of society means to them, because along with equality of educational opportunity, how that applies differently to every different student, so does how they view being an active citizen or being a contributing member of their society, because that's going to look different for everybody. And I think one of the skills I really want to encourage in my class is looking at yourself and who you are and how you fit into your community, and thinking about how you can best serve that community with the skills and the personality and the mindset that you bring to the table. So, yeah, with that, I think the last thing I want to say is that I'm biased because I was an undergraduate history major, but I think that history is the knowledge base for a student. Um, I think without knowing the things that you learn in the history or social science classroom, you can't really fully understand the other subjects. So by having a knowledge base in history or in social science, in government, in psychology, students can really leave that classroom and go to the other classrooms that they're going to have throughout the day and think critically about the subject that they're learning, or what they're talking about in those classes, and use the skills or the knowledge that they have gained in the history classroom to really apply to the rest of their, not only their classes in school, but to their life in general. So yeah, that's basically a quick run through of my basic teaching philosophy. I hope this gives you guys a little bit of insight into who I am and what I'm kind of about. So have a great day.